Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. This is your Sunday Stroll edition. So, the Indiana Fever has a major decision in the coming days, deciding between Jaylen Brown and MaKayla Timpson. Now, MaKayla Timpson has become a fan favorite of the team. She has become my favorite of the team. 6'2", 6'10", wingspan, very versatile, could guard almost every position. She doesn't let a defender get behind her. She's very good at switching back and forth and very lengthy. Now, then you had Jaylen Brown, who's really a second-year player. Has shown great ball skills, can shoot. I call her the second version of Kelsey Mitchell. She has that same quality, left-handed also. But both of these players have been playing pretty well in the preseason. Make no mistake, that's why you saw Yvonne Ejim got cut. That's why you seen Bree Hall got cut. That's why you seen Julian Aliana got cut. These players got cut because Jaylen Brown and MaKayla Timpson has been playing well, and they bring value to the Indiana Fever. Now, I know some of you been out there advocating for Bree Turner to get cut. That's not going to happen. Bree Turner is a defensive specialist. She's not made to score. Any points you get from her on the team, it's a bonus. Sydney Colson, I doubt she get cut. Some say she should get cut. Now, for contract reasons, you got to think. Sydney Colson is making $90,000. Bree Turner is making $80,000. Now, I think the Fever had over 112 or so much left in their salary. So if you had to cut them, their salary will probably go back into the books. But I don't see I don't see that happening at all. I really don't see that happening at all. Um, Now, some people say that, hey, in July, they could bring Jaylen Brown back if she get cut, or they could bring Bree Hall back if they get cut. Bree Hall is a three-point specialist, and she's young, and she will be, her salary will be a little bit, her rookie contract will be a little bit cheaper. You know what I'm saying? If you was to cut somebody like a Sydney Colson, to back up Caitlin Clark, but you need a veteran presence just to control the team, you know. So that's the difference. But when it comes down to MaKayla Timpson and Jaylen Brown, it's a pretty tough choice. But I do give the nod to MaKayla Timpson is because what she could bring. You need length and size on the defensive side. MaKayla Timpson, and she give you points, is a plus as well. But when it comes down to defense, plus she understands how to cut. She understands how to move. She gets in the lane pretty quickly. So you have to look at that from a standpoint. Jaylen Brown will be just another backup guard. Um, and you already have a guard. So you just have to pay attention to some of the things. But Stephanie White alluded to this yesterday in a post-game interview after the Fever ended up beating the Atlanta Dream. So listen to Stephanie White, and then I will come back and give y'all some little information on these two players.
How do you assess KK and Jaeyln just briefly?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, certainly, KK's ability to come in and impact from that post position she doesn't try to force things. She allows things to come to her. She plays with great pace as a young player, and oftentimes you'll see young players play too fast. She's poised and she's ready when her number's called. And JB too. I mean, JB is dynamic. She's athletic. She has a great ability to get downhill. She and Kelsey are really deadly in that mid range. She's a great rebounding guard. So it's a tough job to have to compare those two because they just bring such different aspects to our team and to our game.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with Stephanie White. They do have a way to impact the team in different ways. As she alluded to, Jaylen Brown has that Kelsey Mitchell mentality. She can impact the game from the mid-range spot. She can run the point. She could get downhill. She could rebound. She could shoot threes. MaKayla Timpson, she's very versatile. She impacts all all over the court in every way possible because of the fact that she is tall and she's lengthy, rangy, and able to play great defense. So how this was going to play out, because I don't think the Indiana Fever will cut MaKayla Timpson and risk her going to somebody else to pick her up for what she brings to the team. I don't see that happening. My nod is pretty much MaKayla Timpson comes to the team, then they end up bringing back Jaylen Brown around January or so. Now, if some other players was to get released from teams and they probably have their eye on them, that could be a little bit different. But right now, Jaylen Brown, she has played well. A lot of people say that, she wasn't gonna make the team, she wasn't good enough, but she has shown promise. So let me bring a little facts about both of these players real quick. So I got a little clip from Athlon Sports, and I'm gonna clip it and upload it real quick so I could break it down to y'all a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker for you, a little bit quicker for you. So if not, I just end up reading it off. How I always do. I try to bring information for y'all as much as possible. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to upload it. Oh, Jesus. I knew it wasn't. Hold on, let me see if I could do it this way. Hmm, maybe. Hold on. I could probably do it this way. Huh? Yeah, I could do it this way. Well, I guess I can't. Huh. Well, anyway, I'll read it off for y'all. So, Jaylen Brown, she's 26 years old. She almost 30. Wow. And she only played 1 year in the WNBA under her belt, 14 games from the Dallas Wings last season. Very versatile 6'1" guard. Has a decisive offensive game size to guard multiple positions and is a plus rebounder for the position. Now, in Now in preseason, she averaged 3.3 points a game, 2.3 rebounds a game, 1.7 assists, 1.3 steals in the three preseason games, while shooting only 4 for 15 from the field and 1 for 5 from deep. Where MaKayla Timpson, who is 22, we already know she was the number 19 pick in the second round of the 2025 draft, but she has a 6'10" wingspan, is a significant asset for any team when it comes to defense and rebounding. The rim runner style has played with alongside NCAA scorer Tania Latson from Florida State, makes her a hypothetical long-term fit for Clark. She's averaging 5 points, 1.7 rebounds in the preseason, going 4 for 10 from the field in 3 games. Now, some people will say, well, hey, Jaylen Brown has the edge in statistical stats. but it's all about impact. That's the one thing that you have to look at. It's about impacting the game, how well each player is going to impact the game. And I think MaKayla Timpson impacts the game a little bit differently, a little bit better than Jaylen Brown. Because you think about this, with size and length, you're going to have Timpson, Turner, and also DeWanna Bonner, and you're going to have Natasha Howard. And see, that side, all of that size and length, it's going to frustrate teams how they play. If you looked at the game yesterday when MaKayla Timpson was on the floor, she forced the Dream into a shot clock violation. This ain't the first time that the Fever have forced teams throughout the preseason in shot clock violations. If you can do that, it makes it so easier on the offensive end because you're getting an extra possession in the game. So it's a hard choice, but a lot of us already know what choice that the Fever will go into. Now, it would be crazy if the Fever end up cutting one of the vets, which I don't see them doing. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are calling for Bree Turner to get cut. And I think it's for more personal reasons, not just for her basketball. I think that's what I think it is, more for personal reasons. Sydney Colson, everybody, because they think she's the worst point guard, but her leadership, she does bring significant value to what the Fever want from her. Not asking her to come in there to be a 20-point scorer person. They just want her to be in there to steady the offense while Caitlin could get a break. Sometimes you might see Sydney Colson on the floor with Caitlin Clark at the same time. So therefore, asking for these players to get cut is not feasible because that's not how the Indiana Fever organization is going about this. They're going by fit. They're going by how this team is trying to be constructed going into the season. Cutting players just because the fact of what we have seen on the court, what we have seen in the preseason games, it's not always going to be that the best scenario. I think at the end of the day, the Fever team as a team is going to get better because the fact that they are gelling and chemistry wise are getting better at the same time. Again, Brianna Turner, she comes in the game, she definitely sets better screens. You have better screens, you have better cut to the basket more so than ever. If I watched the play where Brianna Turner literally dribbled the ball to her backside, had two people on her hip, and Lexi Hall cut around, and she gives it up to Lexi Hall, where Lexi Hall drove all the way to the basket for a lay-in. And then Lexi did it again for a pull-up. So there's value to that. If you bring smaller players in the game that can't really guard bigger players, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble rebounding and stuff like that. The Fever has been out rebounding all of their opponents in the last three excuse me, in the last three preseason games. So with that being said, I think that it's all going to boil down to at the end of the day that MaKayla Timpson will be on the team, and I think that Stephanie White and the crew will evaluate Jaylen Brown and probably look to bring her back somewhere July or mid-season. If they bring her back, then it'll be a great asset to the team. But it will be hard because Jaylen Brown has been playing well, as also. But I think MaKayla Timpson, what she brings to the team defensively and her presence is going to outweigh Jaylen Brown's. So, and that's my pick. MaKayla Timpson will get the nod. So now, if anything shocking happens, then hey, it's just one of those unexpected things at all. So, but anyway, let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know what your decision is. Who you think they're gonna put? Who you feel that? And I don't. I just want it from a basketball analyst between the two. I don't want it to be like, well, we need to cut this person, we need to cut that person. I just want to know your thoughts on why we picking MaKayla or why we picking Jaeyln Brown over the other. So, like I said, I think it's a tough choice, but I think MaKayla has the edge because of what she literally brings, you know, over Jaeyln Brown. So, and that's my time. That's my energy for the day. It's gloomy, rainy outside, so I'm trying to like stay in, not to do too much. But at the end of the day, this is Live Watch Sports Media, and um, this is your Sunday stroll. Oh, it's kind of gloomy. Like I said, it's kind of gloomy outside today. It's kind of like one of those days you just want to like just chill out. So pretty much that's what I'm gonna do. Chill out today. So, but I wanted to do this video last night, but I just hold it off to the day because I know that it's Mother's Day. Everybody's just out chilling and spending time with their family and the mothers. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Greatly appreciate it. Even though mine's not here, you know, she's up in heaven, and but she's still shining down on me. So until then, have a great Sunday from Live Watch Sports Media, and you know what it is.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.